Hey Martin, when you think of Tenerife, what's the first thing that springs to mind? For me, it's always been those breathtaking landscapes, vibrant nightlife, sunny beaches, just a perfect escape.
Absolutely, Peter. It's the quintessential holiday destination, isn't it? Turquoise waters, volcanic peaks, pure paradise. But I've been doing some digging, and it seems beneath that picturesque veneer, there's a whole other side to the island, something far darker, shrouded in mystery.
You're hitting on exactly what I've been hearing too. Whispers, among locals and even visitors, about inexplicable disappearances and some truly eerie occurrences. It paints a surprisingly sinister picture for a place so popular.
It's wild, right? From young travelers just vanishing into thin air to strange sightings that defy explanation, Tenerife seems to have this magnetic pull, drawing the curious deeper into its enigmas. It's like confronting a dual reality, the island as a playground for relaxation, but also a stage for the unexplained.
And it's not a new thing, this reputation for paranormal activity and mysterious disappearances. It's a distinction that's apparently evolved over decades. Think about it, the magnetic anomalies associated with Mount Tade, those dense forests that blanket so much of the island, it just offers so many enclaves where, the normal rules of reality just seem to falter.
That's fascinating, and it's not just local lore. One of the most compelling aspects of Tenerife's mystery is the frequent reports of UFO sightings. I mean, they've captured the imagination of everyone, skeptics and believers alike. Remember the 1976 mass UFO sighting? Hundreds of people across the Canary Islands saw it. It's one of the most well-documented and puzzling events in ufology.
Oh, absolutely, that one's legendary. But beyond the extraterrestrial, Tenerife is also steeped in these incredible local legends. Speaking of ancient evils and supernatural guardians, this whole nexus of mysteries and myths just enriches the cultural tapestry, but it also challenges us to look beyond the obvious. It makes you question everything, doesn't it?
It really does. And these aren't just old stories. There are real heartbreaking cases. Like Kevin Ainsley's disappearance in June 2004. He was just 24, had moved to the island months before, working as a promoter. His last confirmed sighting was so mundane, walking towards a bar after having dinner. His apartment was untouched, passport intact. It screams sudden and unplanned departure.
Exactly, and the details are so chilling. Investigations hinted at an altercation outside a place called Café Del Mar, but despite Lancashire police getting involved in 2005, nothing really came of it. His case, like so many others, just stirs a deeper inquiry into the safety of this supposed paradise.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it? You go somewhere for a holiday or to start a new life, and suddenly it turns into this unending nightmare for families. Take Peter Wilson, who vanished in March 2019. His holiday was meant to be short, but it ended in tragedy. He was last known near where a taxi dropped him off after a night out. Just gone.
His family's efforts were incredible, though. They started a dedicated Facebook group, made multiple trips to Tenerife, just relentlessly searching, and then, nearly 2 years later, his body was discovered near a shopping mall. He'd apparently fallen down a steep drop, a cruel twist of fate, unnoticed for far too long. His mother spoke of the devastation, but also a strange relief, just to finally bring him home.
That's an ambiguous loss right there. No closure for so long, no opportunity to mourn properly. It's a psychological torment. Ricky Dakota's disappearance plunged his family into a similar cycle of hope and despair. Living with that ambiguity, not knowing what happened to a loved one, it's a unique kind of grief. You're frozen in time, unable to move on.
Yeah, frozen grief is the perfect term for it. And the theories surrounding Ricky's case are all over the map. One prevalent idea is his involvement in the nightclub scene, which, can be vibrant but also volatile. Maybe he had an unsavory interaction with the wrong people, or perhaps he wanted to start fresh, overwhelmed by the pressures of his job.
There's also the speculation of local criminal elements, especially given the risky nature of the nightclub industry in tourist-heavy areas where illicit activities sometimes flourish. Each theory opens up new investigative avenues, but they also deepen the mystery because concrete evidence just remains elusive. It's a really tough one.
It truly is. And these disappearances, they don't just affect the families. They send ripples of fear through Tenerife. It changes the perception of safety, impacting the social and economic fabric of the island. You see increased anxiety, suspicion, residents become wary of newcomers. It strains community ties.
Totally. The collective psyche transforms. Local businesses and tourism suffer because tourists are deterred by these unsolved mysteries. It creates an economic downturn, which then exacerbates the community's anxiety. Resolving these cases is crucial, not just for the families, but for restoring communal security and trust.
The media plays a huge role in all this too, doesn't it? Especially documentaries and news reports. I remember the Channel 4 documentary Looking for Ricky. It brought so much attention to his case.
Media coverage can be both advocacy and sensationalism. It can reignite stalled investigations, which is good, but sensational coverage can also distort facts, complicating things.
Exactly. It's a double-edged sword. Media portrayal of Tenerife as this mysterious, slightly dangerous place can definitely affect tourism, painting an unfairly negative picture. Balancing responsible journalism with the need for public awareness is crucial, especially in such sensitive stories, but it certainly mobilizes public opinion.
It does, and, the challenges in investigating these cases are immense. Tenerife's transient tourist population makes it incredibly difficult to track down leads. This fluid demographic hampered police investigators in cases like Kevin's. It just adds layers of complexity to already baffling situations.
It does. The impact resonates beyond the immediate circle of the missing person. It stirs fears about safety and security in what's supposed to be this idyllic paradise. For families, the uncertainty fuels this relentless, grueling quest for closure. That emotional toll, where hope and despair ebb and flow, it's just profound.
Kevin's story, like others, really reveals that darker, more enigmatic side of Tenerife. It serves as this constant reminder of the island's dual identity. It challenges our perceptions and compels a closer examination. But beyond the disappearances, Tenerife's reputation for paranormal activities is really woven into its identity too, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Its natural beauty is constantly shadowed by tales of unexplained phenomena. The geographical isolation and those dramatic landscapes create a perfect setting for mystery and intrigue. Those dense forests, the sheer cliffs, the rugged coastlines, they're perfect backdrops for strange occurrences and disappearances.
Right, and the local culture and history really shape the island's enigmatic presence. It remains this captivating enigma where the natural and the supernatural just seem to blur. One of the most famous examples has to be the legend of Guayota, the evil entity said to live inside Mount Tade.
Ah, Guayota. That's a powerful one. It's central to Tenerife's cultural heritage. The myth explains Tade's volcanic activity, doesn't it? Guayota kidnapped the god of light, plunging the world into darkness, only to be defeated by Achaman. It embodies the struggle between good and evil, and it's celebrated through festivals. These aren't just stories, they're living narratives.
They are. And beyond legends, there are so many tales of the paranormal. Tenerife, with its rich history, is ripe for it. Reports of ghostly apparitions, eerie sounds, they're all part of the island's lore. I've heard tales about an old hospital where visitors claim to hear whispers, and the ancient forest of Anaga with its mysterious lights.
Yes, Anaga is truly something else. Those stories enrich Tenerife's cultural narrative and enhance its mystique, really unveiling the influence of paranormal activity on local folklore. These contemporary encounters often draw parallels with ancient myths. Unusual lights around Mount Tade, for instance, are often seen as manifestations of ancient spirits.
It's like they're creating a living folklore, constantly evolving with each new story. And it's actually become a part of the tourism industry, hasn't it? With paranormal research and ghost tours, these activities perpetuate the island's reputation as a place of mystery and provide a deeper interaction with its history.
Definitely. It helps keep those traditions and stories alive, fostering a sense of mystery and curiosity, drawing people to the unknown. But speaking of darker elements, Tenerife's enigmatic landscapes and mystical folklore have also unfortunately fostered various cults, secretive groups that attract those seeking spiritual answers outside mainstream beliefs.
That's a really chilling aspect. Cults tend to thrive where there's uncertainty or dissatisfaction with conventional life, don't they? And Tenerife, with its transient tourist population and diverse community, provides a perfect backdrop. The allure of finding a new family or a higher purpose can be incredibly compelling, especially for those who feel isolated.
It really is. And the island's historical and cultural depth just adds layers of intrigue and mysticism that cults can exploit. One of the most infamous associated with Tenerife is the Solar Temple, known for its tragic mass suicides in the 1990s. They combined Christianity, New Age beliefs, and apocalyptic prophecy, a truly chilling history.
Their doctrine preached salvation through death, which ultimately led to those collective suicides. Their secretive activities in Tenerife had dramatic international outcomes. It's a stark reminder of how dangerous these groups can be and how easily vulnerable people can be drawn in by charismatic leaders and promises of meaning.
Absolutely. And another disturbing chapter involves the Sisters of the Beelzebub Halo, a secretive all-female group known for their nocturnal gatherings and alleged involvement in dark rituals. Just imagine the psychological and social dynamics that drew women to a group like that, and the profound consequences it had on the local community.
It's unsettling. They reportedly attracted members with promises of empowerment and liberation from societal norms. Their rituals, which allegedly included orgies and black masses, were framed as acts of rebellion against patriarchal constraints. But of course, beneath that veneer of empowerment, there was a darker reality of manipulation and psychological control. Members were subjected to intense group pressure and exploitation.
That sounds incredibly insidious. The impact on the local community must have been a mix of fear and fascination. Their activities fueled all sorts of local myths and speculations about witchcraft and satanic practices, creating this climate of suspicion and mystique around the areas they operated. It's just unsettling to think about.
It truly is. And when the police finally intervened and the media covered it, it really brought to light the vulnerabilities and dangers associated with such groups. It prompted community initiatives aimed at educating and protecting potential recruits. The Sisters of the Beelzebub Halo story is a real testament to the complex interplay between gender, power, and spirituality in cult dynamics.
It sheds light on how cults can exploit legitimate desires for community and significance, turning them into tools for control and abuse. It's a powerful cautionary tale about the risks of unbridled spiritual exploration, especially when it happens in the shadows of society. Then there's the Edelweiss cult, active in Spain during the 70s and 80s, which also represents a dark facet of Tenerife's history.
Founded by Eduardo González Arenas, known as Eddie, Edelweiss mixed esoteric beliefs with extreme practices. His charismatic leadership attracted so many young, vulnerable individuals, and the cult inflicted severe abuses, leaving deep psychological scars on its victims. It's just heartbreaking to think about.
These revelations really prompted a societal reckoning and led to stronger child protection laws. The community became more vigilant, desperate to prevent similar abuses. Edelweiss's legacy underscores the critical importance of oversight and public awareness to prevent such tragedies from recurring. It's a heavy part of the island's hidden history.
It certainly is, Martin. As we wrap up our exploration of Tenerife's dark aspects, the island's beauty, interwoven with all this enigma, becomes incredibly clear. The unresolved disappearances, the paranormal activities, the stories of these cults, they paint a somber yet alluring picture, attracting thrill seekers and researchers alike.
Contemplating the enduring mystique of Tenerife, its appeal really lies in being both a paradise and a profound mystery. Those unresolved enigmas and eerie legends contribute just as much to the island's identity as its beautiful beaches and vibrant festivals. It's that blend that creates such a compelling narrative.
Absolutely. Tenerife truly remains a place of paradoxes, a sunlit island shadowed by enigmas. Its stories of missing people, paranormal activities, and mysterious cults continue to captivate and mystify. It makes you realize that sometimes the most beautiful places hold the deepest secrets.
It really does, Peter. The island's allure, woven from threads of both beauty and mystery, invites us all to look a little closer, and perhaps in doing so, learn something profound not just about Tenerife, but about the mysteries of our own existence.
A beautiful thought to end on, Martin. This has been a fascinating, if a little chilling dive into a side of Tenerife many never see. Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure, Peter. Always a privilege to explore these deeper stories. And to all our listeners, perhaps next time you visit Tenerife, you'll look at those beautiful landscapes with a slightly different, more intrigued eye. Until next time.